You don't fuck with no Tally Hall, no Lemon Demon, no nothing? I like respectable artists like Man on the Internet, Juno Songs, and various other singers. Art is created by a person projecting their emotions and experiences onto their preferred canvas. When you see a beautiful landscape, you paint it. When you feel true love, you sing about it. Anyone listening to this probably has their preferred method of delivering passion onto their canvas. I'm no different. I'm a spreadsheet warrior. I have a fucking million Google Docs and Google Sheets documenting ideas that I have. Would you like my leather ice cream themed Friday Night Funkin' mod document? Would you like to see it again? We no longer live in an era where we need to be afraid of random tiger attacks, but it's still freeing to be able to belt your favorite song with a swarm of jungle monsters tackling you to the floor. Some people take those emotions and put it into their own work, and some people are far too lazy. Okay, I'm kidding. Fan work makes the dream work, but there is one subgenre that I'm fascinated by. Some people make song covers, people make remixes, some make their own songs, and then there's with lyrics. A vague name, but the idea is take a piece of video game music without lyrics, and then add some. Okay, maybe it's not as vague as I thought. This is kind of a companion piece to the YouTube fan song videos by Chazington, which are really funny and I recommend. I kind of want to make a sort of side video to focus more on one specific part of that ecosystem that I'm really interested in. The concept of adding lyrics is something that didn't before has existed for eons, but on the internet the first example I remember of it was Brentalfloss and his Dr. Mario video. Fucking already, I'm being blasted in the face with iMovie effects. So Brentalfloss does something slightly different than what we're covering in this video. Basically, instead of taking a song and then putting lyrics over it, they make a remix of it and then put lyrics over that. And if you want to go with this more musical theater direction, where it's a involved video and shit, that's how you do it. You'll see this in action later, but trying to add lyrics to an instrumental can be extremely hard, because while you can make an instrumental play as many notes as fast as you want, adding comprehensible lyrics on top of that feels like trying to competitively sing the alphabet as fast as possible. Dr. Mario is such a simple song that this isn't too much of an issue, and I swear to God, whenever I hear this song, I think in my head, I am Dr. Mario, and I am saving lives. The lyrics are really trying to be accurate to what Nintendo would do. Again, it's a parody song, which I don't mind for this, but it's more charming than funny, which isn't a bad thing. I actually like the art style on this. It's silly, it's simple, and the colored outlines are appealing, and the way they draw the Mario cast is fun enough. My test for if I like these is if I have them in the background when I'm writing, and I don't wish I was listening to literally anything else. What doesn't pass that test is the first one of these by Brentalfloss. I am Mega Man, I'm blue and cyan. You sure are, buddy, you sure are. It seems mean to pick on someone's first video, and Brental Dental Package will Sendel could do so much better now, so this isn't really a criticism, but it's just so fucking funny to look back on. There's this absolutely insane line where he says he could kill Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, I'm sure Mega Man could, but why would you even say something like that? The actual scene is pretty decent. I mean, there's parts that sound off, but it is his first take on this. It's growing pains. He'll get better at it, and his singing is genuinely good. These questionable lyrics kind of persist through the early years, though, like the Final Fantasy one being, "You just got boned, FTW." I am being assaulted by the era. This comes to a head in the Tetris song, which is, for some reason, really misogynistic? But everybody knows that they made this game for chicks. Okay, before I continue, Brentalfloss has updated the description mentioning that the song is really shitty and sexist, so please don't blame him for this. I don't think it reflects his current character. I'm sure he's a nice guy. When I say, what the actual fuck, Brentalfloss, I'm not talking about current Brentalfloss, I'm talking Brentalfloss that was writing this. With that being said, what the fuck is this video? I'm not kidding, the entire song past the first line is about women and how they like Tetris, and states that the game is for noobs, essentially saying women are bad at video games? It's also, and I'm sure that this is ignorance rather than malice, it's very transphobic because of how much they emphasize that being a woman means you have boobs and a vagina and a uterus. What the fuck, man? I wasn't expecting this. I just want to look at video game music with lyrics, and instead I got a hate crime directly pointed at me. Okay. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I was considering just not putting this in the video because if I was Brentalfloss, I would be embarrassed. But I had to write about this because what the fuck? Outside of the lyrics, something worth mentioning is that the other ones we looked at were from the POV of the player character, whereas this one is about the game and the culture surrounding it. This sounds fucking stupid and half-intellectual garbage when I say it, but I want to make mention that these are generally the two types of these videos, an in-universe musical and a song about the game from the perspective of the gamer. We're gonna call these first-person and third-person songs respectively. Why? I don't know, I want to be cool. Looking at more recent stuff, his take on Wario's Goldmine is one that follows this convention of being a third-person look, but it's one that I actually enjoy. He sings good, I like when they go, hey! And the lyrics still feel very fan-songy, but that's more personal preference than anything. Singing about a workers' union is pretty funny, and I like that Wario is just a fucking asshole. I actually don't have much to talk about here since this is good without caveats. Go listen to it yourself if you like what you hear. Brentalfloss uses these more as vehicles for comedy, which is fine, but I wanted a beautiful, serene cover of Dire Dire Dogs. You're just talking about chafing. You have problems! Go to the store! Go to the police! It could be argued that Brentalfloss doesn't fully count with what I'm looking for. He makes original instrumentals that benefit the song more, and again, there's more jokes sprinkled in than anything.
Plot hole.
But the law of the internet states that if you make something funny, someone is going to make their own version that takes it overly seriously. The prosecution calls man on the internet to the stand. Now, most people know this guy from Undertale the Musical, and I'm just going to be honest, I don't want to cover these, because A, Chazington already did and said all the things that I would want to, and B, these give me too much secondhand embarrassment to watch. I'm writing this right now, and I feel like a pain of embarrassment. My shoulders are up, and my neck is shrinking like a turtle, because I fucking know, I'm gonna have to put the Megalovania cover over me talking, and also the Hopes and Dreams one, and it's these are some of his first videos, and the Undertale series is literally his first stuff on the channel, so I don't want to give him shit for them being bad. I know I just did a whole thing on Brentalfloss, but that's like funny, and I was able to compliment him. I have nothing good to say about these. What I can praise is... Okay, here we go. Videos like these are why I made this video. This isn't perfect, but I love how it sounds. The lyrics are perfect, they aren't out of place, there's no leet speak or stupid memes. Foreshadowing. It is entirely just the theme of Zero 2, which is one of my favorite boss themes of all time. Zero 2 is a very mysterious character, and a lot of what people give for their personality is headcanon based on what tidbits we do know, but they're generally interpreted as an eldritch monster that cannot comprehend positive emotions and is a being of pure misery. And I love what they do with that concept here. I love how his voice gets more emotional as time goes on, as if he's experiencing communicating with something for the first time. I love how he starts asking questions. Is this our purpose? Do you fear me? He calls Kirby blessed under starlight, which has a huge amount of implications. It gives the idea of Kirby essentially being an angel fighting his direct opposite. Not a rival, not a doppelganger, but the ontological antithesis of what he is. Kirby is pure good, an extremely lovable little guy that is so friendly that he literally has a magical power to make friends, and Zero 2 is pure controlled negativity. It's really interesting to think about. I'm sorry, this is such a fucking good cover, this got me thinking about Kirby lore. I'm not even that huge of a Kirby fan. A lot of his other works are pretty good, his voice is sometimes questionable. Jevil sounds more like a cartoon gay roommate than a chaotic jester, especially since he's one of the few Deltarune characters where we can literally hear his voice. But I like the lyrics, especially how they snuck in part of Don't Forget. It could be a little subtler, but A for effort, it's cute. The remaster of his theme is actually really good. I like the contrast of Frisk and Asriel singing at the same time. On the other side though, I'm sorry, the version of Big Shot is a fucking train wreck. It feels like an off-tune mashup, and the sound effect mixing is sensory overload. Some would say that trying to do Spamton's voice gimmick in song is a terrible idea, and I would say that, but there are actual good lyrical versions of the song we'll get to. Getting Juno Songs to voice Spamton is a great idea. He's honestly my personal voice for Spamton. That demented Gilbert Gottfried voice is fucking visionary and complements his manic personality well. You'll notice a lot of these channels are gaga for indie games. They post a lot of Undertale stuff and also... Oh no, oh god, no! Okay, so I really like Friday Night Funkin'. I like the idea of a character-based rhythm game that lets people express their interests in the form of modded songs with a fairly easy bar to entry. Hey, you want me to show my leather ice cream through mod document again? Right there you go. It is really inspiring, and there's some fantastic mods out there. It has a certain reputation, you could dislike it obviously, but if you find it annoying just because it's everywhere, to get on my soapbox for a sec, I think you're boring, unfun, and you're just lame. Now, the reason I dread it is because there was a massive boom in Friday Night Funkin' with lyrics videos that sound like a layer of hell.
Yo, go Pico, yo, go Pico, yo. Yo Pico, yo, go Pico, yo.
Their version of Pico isn't bad. We're gonna get so much worse, don't you worry. But I have the exact same issues as the world revolving one. Lyrics are good, the singing is great. Why is this Pico's voice? It's not as bad as Jevil in that Pico doesn't really have a canon voice, but... No, he does. What the fuck am I saying? Cut that part. I want to specify, when I poke fun and criticize this, it's in good fun, and the singer isn't bad. It's just an extremely questionable interpretation, and it makes the entire thing hurt spiritually. I'm genuinely sorry if the people involved watch this, because I don't want to hate or call this cringe, but this hurts me! Okay, balance it out. I'm gonna praise some more before we move on. I really like his take on the Ultimate Show. The voice is alright, and the scene is really fucking good, and the lyrics actually feel like Dementio.
Like news of a finger snap wiping out half of marble upon an unsuspecting internet.
Something minor to note is that in the Friday Night Funkin' song, Pico swears, while in Dementio's song has him say stuff like, oh, your game will end, instead of bluntly saying die or kill or saying penis balls. I really like this detail because it reflects the mood of the game itself. Friday Night Funkin' is a little edgy, it's not afraid to be crass, whereas, you know, Super Paper Mario is a Mario game. They're not going to talk about ass chafing cream. You need to go to HR! Super Paper Mario is a game I hold very dear. It's this weird pocket in a reality where Nintendo let Mario games be fucking weird and have interesting stories and environments, so I really love seeing these more than anything. The cover of Brobot Battle is also fantastic. It hits the notes perfectly as being a song about Luigi as a rival character. It's trying to be threatening, but it's also inherently silly. The part where he runs out of rhymes sounds lazy, but is 100% in character for Luigi, and it's kind of adorable. Hey, can we circle back for a second? Remember the Pico video? I'm still mixed on it, but one thing I like is that Boyfriend says nothing. It is very accurate to the game, with the song being Pico's theme as Boyfriend backs him up. It's cool, and giving Boyfriend a voice is often a disaster. A case of not doing this would be ugh, with lyrics. Recti is a little infamous for making with lyrics videos for almost every Friday Night Funkin' song, including mods. I'm gonna start this by saying this person, as they show in other videos, is genuinely super good at singing, seems nice, and is not the bottom of the barrel. Who signed off on this?
No need to get so intense, neither of us wanted to drop by. Doesn't really make much sense, sentencing us to die.
I asked before about questionable voices, but that's subjective a lot of the time. I can't confidently say this voice or that voice fits them, and at the very least the voice is still pleasant. The Tankman voice in this is near spot on. I'm really shocked that the student did basically every voice except for the girls. I honestly thought this was a larger team. That vocal range is impressive. But Boyfriend sounds like fucking Schmorky. I said before this guy is talented, but I think Ugg especially is just really hard to make good lyrics for because they're not made for humans. Guns and Stress are a little better, but there's still parts that hurt to hear. Okay, I know I just said the scene was at least good, but the part where they talk about the Titanic sounds like they've been doing a live show for 8 hours and their throat is tearing up. Also, I just don't like this personality for Boyfriend. When you look more into the authors and what they talk about these characters, Boyfriend's personality comes off as more of a little prick than anything. He canonically makes money from Roblox sex videos and doesn't seem to care about anything but himself and his lover.
He made a YouTube account and got ads enabled on it. And because he hates working part-time jobs because those suck, to earn money on the side, he's one of those people who just make shitty 3D videos called Sex and Roblox Real, where it's just two Roblox characters banging against each other.
The fandom likes to show him as more of a Sonic-like personality, where he's kind of snarky but is a nice guy. And in this, he's trying to, like, connect to Tankman on a psychological level. To be fair, this fits Tankman himself pretty well, but I think it's bastardizing one character to benefit the other. Their take on week 3 is, I'll give credit, their Pico voice is better than Man on the Internet. Pico's voice is accurate to his sounds without being irritating, which I'm shocked they pulled off, and it's still the same guy? God damn, that is good rage. I'll also admit that this guy clearly knows their Newgrounds. They pull reference to Salad Fingers, the Behemoth.
Relax, the safety's on. Now.
Strawberry Clock, my boy. Holy shit, Peabody's! Wait, in this part they're making a silly rap about Pico having PTSD about his school shooting? This feels like a real tonal disconnect, but they got my man Peabody in here! I still think Boyfriend's voice is the audio equivalent to sucking in the air of a pre-inflated balloon and just tasting the factory air, but unlike some of the others we listen to, I can kind of zone out and jam to this one. I would much rather listen to the original, but it's at least fun and isn't offensive. Huh. Was weirdly positive. What can I do to start violently complaining? Oh yeah! Ed's World! I thought I'd have more to say on this one, but honestly it's really, really good. They managed to get someone that can do Ed's voice really well and sing in that voice, and is willing to do it with YouTube Kids. And the references are really on point, except don't make Ed talk about fucking tea, Jesus. Their Eduardo isn't as good as matching the original, but they still sing good, and oh my god, it's him again! I don't like how much they beat you over the head when someone new is coming in, though. The actual mod makes the newcomers a surprise interjection, and okay, this is gonna be a really weird comparison, but if I was writing these, I'd make it like Batman vs. Sherlock Holmes epic rap battles of history. Don't get me wrong, this is the worst fucking rap battle they've ever made, but I always like this part where Batman starts saying a line and Robin introduces himself by finishing it, and it's a genuine surprise the first time watching it. It flows perfectly. I would have a moment like that where Boyfriend says, oh, I could be your rival, and Ed goes, nah, I already got one, and then Eduardo goes, yeah, that's me, or some shit like that. You know what I fucking mean. I would have liked that more than saying his name 3 times like fucking Bloody Mary. They do this but like 10 times more annoying when Tord gets built up with, but I get it here because of the original song works. Future me put up text explaining it, I don't care. And Tord's voice here is done well by my knight in shining armor for these videos, Juno Songs. But the lyrics are weird here, like he says he made Tord VPN? Damn, I knew sponsorships were evil. Also, I'm sorry, but everyone other than Juno just cannot keep up with the tempo of this part of the song, which isn't their fault, it's kind of expected territory with these. Tord's characterization here is in tune with his appearance in the end, which is entirely a me thing, but I really don't like him just being a one-note villain. I'm gonna start a fucking war in the comments if I dig too deep into this, but I always like Tord not being evil and more of a chaotic neutral type, where he does bad things, but isn't necessarily evil and will do good, especially when helping his friends. If for whatever reason they bring Tord back, which I think they've made very clear they don't want to do, I'd look at Cheta Chetovich for inspiration as someone that doesn't hate humanity, just loves the worst aspects of it, which is extremely funny to suggest, because if a leather ice cream was inspired by Ed's World, and if I don't stop this right now, this video's gonna turn into a poor lore info dump. Leather, if you're watching this, please let me interview you. I have so many fucking questions about this universe. Did Ed just fourth wall break? What the fuck? I think these, I guess I'll call them cutscenes, go for a little long and are hit or miss with the jokes. But Xana showing up too late at the end is really funny and perfectly fits his personality from the series as like wanting to be the 4th member.
No.
Everyone said these guys love indie games. After all that, would you believe me if I said I actually heard this person from not the Friday Night Funkin' stuff, but from his Baking the Wonder Tart cover? This is my favorite he's done. There's no questionable lyrics, the voice is spot on, it's already a song I fucking adore, and it's a lot easier to sing this than Friday Night Funkin' stuff, so thankfully it doesn't sound like the singer is having a panic attack trying to keep up. I especially love that this part sounds like a fucking Metal Gear Rising song.
The flavor of the suffering, the anguish and the tears will be my pay for the awful way I was treated all these years.
Chef Saltbaker's personality here is... okay, we're gonna have to go back into headcanon bullshit. This gives the idea that Saltbaker is this tormented baker that the entire island overworks, and that's fine, but I always saw him as a mad scientist type, someone that learned of this mystical patron and was so obsessed with it he turned insane. It makes his redemption in the credits make more sense as he gets time away from the bakery, allowing him to reflect and realize his mistakes. Is anyone even listening, or am I talking to a fucking wall? Recti, is it pronounced some other way? I just say Recti. I'm gonna call him Ralph from now on. Ralph balances more Friday Night Funkin' stuff between other random media, and I'm not gonna say they're chasing trends because the clear answer to me is that they just like things to happen to be popular. You know, popular things are popular for a reason. His Ferdinand Funkin, Amanda the Adventurer. Who gives a fuck about Amanda the Adventurer? The Amazing Digital Circus. Try your fucking best to overthrow horror skunks. I bet you can't. So I like Pizza Tower a lot. Like 300 Hours a lot. Like Level Designer for a Pizza Tower mod a lot. So while the others were for things I like and enjoy but wouldn't call a big interest of mine, this is, you have approached the expert. This is fine, but it is something I don't like in these, where they're too focused on telling a hyper-specific story instead of elaborating on the music's intent. In Baking the Wonder Tart, I didn't mention it, but they're weirdly focused on Mugman as the player character, with Cuphead being trapped as a ghost. When I feel like most people are gonna have Cuphead as player 1, and therefore have Miss Chalice trapped. It isn't everyone, of course, but that's what I would have went with to, you know, generalize. And honestly, I wouldn't have said any of them specifically if it was up to me. Just have it be Salt Baker's theme and have to talk about, oh, you meddlesome mugs, you, oh, I'm gonna get ya. In Pizza Time, the entire song is about Peppino missing the pineapple top in a nondescript level, and it just doesn't fit the song, I'm sorry. Peppino's voice is good, it has that funny cartoon Italian vibe that you need for him, but Gustavo sounds like fucking Ron in Potter Puppet Pals.
And I'm trying out for the lead part in Annie. Wish me luck.
These voices are all done by the same guy, which the range is inspiring and I actually like his Mr. Stick, but I'm sorry, I can't get over whatever the fuck this is. This is kind of a tangent, but personally my favorite voices for the Pizza Tower crew are basically all the ones by Skullduggery.
Break my balls!
He does Pitch Perfect Peppino, Gustavo, Mr. Stick, Noise. It is awe-inspiring. They're a real modern-day Mel Blanc with their variety and really good voices.
He's eating a frozen shrimp with the bag. What does that say to you? He just has his comfort food. That's all.
Like my advice, Paul. It's just this little thing I like, but you reject it.
I'm not trying to go, this person's better fuck you. I honestly just want an excuse to talk about how good this guy is, because when the fuck else am I gonna talk about Pizza Tower voice headcanons? Back on track, some of these lyrics are good, but again, I don't like how much they focus on finding the last top and talking about rankings. I think about the context the song is used in and how off the mark it is. Imagine if I was hearing these lyrics in John Gutter or the fucking tutorial, like my first time playing the game. I'd be like, what the hell are you on about? The ending with Pizza Face is cute and kind of clever though, because you only hear the end of the song when he actually, you know, appears. They kind of just do a joke and then end it. Why do I feel numb? The Death That I Deserve Aioli is better in this aspect, as it's about P ranking, which is the scenario you're most likely to hear this in. Technically also S rank runs, but I'll let it slide, since P ranking doesn't really have its own theme. They do this elongated bit of Forknights though, and it just... Am I the only one that thinks this ruins the original spirit of the song? Like, making it so specific like this is kind of lame. Also, they're just literally wrong about how the game works. Yes, barrel through Forknights. It's the optimal method of killing them. Everyone hypes them up as being annoying, but once you realize you have to be at Mach to kill them, they become less and less of a threat as time goes on. Mini Johns can still go to fucking hell, though. I'm sorry. Point is, Peppino being characterized as almost enjoying Lap 2 makes sense in the game, as it's something optional you only go through when you're really trying to master it. So tying that back into Peppino himself almost getting into the thrill is really smart and is some good ludonarrative synchronization. Peppino's character in Pizza Tower works so well not only because he's funny, but because he's relatable. His face conveys that exact feeling you're feeling. He gives big wild takes when he's hurt. He goes manic when he hits top speed. He gets extra stress when there's a timer. He also just has that relatable wage slave attitude to him. I think that's why people like him so much, you know, rooting for the underdog and all that. This is why the final boss is so climactic, which I'm not gonna spoil because no people haven't seen it, but it feels so fucking good to win the battle, and Peppino gives the exact feeling you do, by breathing and then celebrating. He's glad it's finally over too. I'm sorry I'm talking about gay nerd shit like character design, and how to make good characters for video games. We can talk more about funny Friday Night Funkin' lyrics later, okay? Okay, I alluded to it earlier, but I really hate when unfitting memes and references are shoved into these. Pizza Face just saying Five Nights at Freddy's is like, lame. That sucks. I don't like it. I know that Don't Make a Sound is based on Five Nights at Freddy's, but don't just say Five Nights at Freddy's. I get it. It's like having Harry Potter appear in your Harry Potter parody. Peppino alluding to lap 3 is genuinely funny though. It's a mod, so it'd feel weird referencing it, but the way he says it sounds like he's taunting Pizza Face for being mad at him. So even if you didn't know that mod exists, it works as a cute moment to show his confidence. Like, hey, what if I just go for a lap 3 for fun? Hey, fuck you, hey. The lap 3 song itself has the same issues, but being a song for a mod, I can excuse it because the narrative being Peppino going fucking berserk with modding feels in character. When you read about how McPig characterizes Peppino, you start to remember that he still has that Wario energy in him. He's a manic cartoon character. This is absolutely a plot in an actual Pizza Tower cartoon. I don't have much to say about Pizza Time Never Ends, because it basically has the same strengths and weaknesses as the other ones, but I really like how the lyrics are twisted versions of the original Pizza Time cover.
Pizza time, I'll be fine once the final topping is mine.
Pizza time, I'll be slime till the final topping is mine.
And explaining fake Peppino's weakness as being reflective of Peppino's own inability to think things through is actually kind of genius. Although the name Peppino Spaghetti for the fake Peppino is, this is just my opinion, but my personal name for him is Peroni Paschetti, and that's funny for like 8 different reasons. This isn't what this video was about, so I kind of skimmed them, but I looked into the actual full fan songs, and I'm shocked that they're A, really good, and B, composed all by himself. I've heard better, it's no Stand by Eminem, but it deserves a golf clap, and from the descriptions talking about his inspirations, it sounds like he's really passionate about music and knows a lot about it. Which, good for him, because I just listen to video game OSTs and Silver Gunner all day, so what the fuck credit do I have? All I know is poor forlorn fucking Pizza Tower, and when you detect a weakness, what do? Double down! Pizza Tower sweep! Okay, now we can rock and roll. This is MaimyMayo, and they make the same shit. I don't have to introduce them. This is how you cover a fucking Pizza Tower song. Peppino's voice is great, and even has an echo like the actual in-game voice clips. They get his personality perfect, as scared and paranoid yet courageous, never backing down from a fight. There's no stupid fucking memes, no weird voices. The ghost choir sounds heavenly. This part where he continues living out of spite for the ghosts, oh my god, it's perfect. This shit belongs in an animated series, dude. This Stash Club guy, I'm still a skullduggery truther, but their singing voice is really good.
As onward we climb to the next pizza time, may all the foes here rest in peace and make their amends.
This person has also done covers of Why Can't I Escape You. I love and hate this cover. Scott Cawthon's voice is perfect, the lyrics are really good, and has some cold fucking lines that sometimes don't really fit, but I'll take good but weird. But this fucker also gave Boyfriend a voice, and I'm sorry, this person is a good singer, but trying to do a boyfriend voice puts a fucking curse on anyone that tries and turns it into a disaster. This culminates in their Sonic.exe collection, their magnum opus, their double album, where every single song has something I can point out as questionable. Some writing advice, and this isn't calling out this person particularly, I know this isn't a lot of people's work, but the lyrics often rely on saying stuff like, oh wait a minute, or hold on, or let me get this straight, or other sentences that add fluff to the word count so they can have the same note count. Bear with me because this is going to rely on my singing abilities, but like, this part where BF goes like, wait till you don't wanna, it would be a lot better if he said something like, if you don't want to, something like that. You need something more concise and has less, what? Better yet, just don't make him fucking talk. Partly because of lyrics like these, partly because of his voice, but especially because in songs like Endless you can barely fucking hear what they're saying since 2 different songs being sung over each other. And then there's Sunshine, which, I'm really sorry, what the fuck happened here? Whoever voiced Tails Doll, I don't think they're bad, but I think they're slightly off in the mix, and the echo makes it sound, I'm sorry, it just sounds bad. Again, it's not the singer's fault, I just think something wrong happened in the editing process. Too Fest also suffers from the same problem, where both characters sound unlistenable because of these fucking voice filters. Who mixed this? No, I'm done. I'm done. No more Friday Night Funkin'. No more. We're going back to Pizza Tower. Their Pepperman Strikes cover is fine. The Pepperman voice is okay, but the dude playing Peppino goes all fucking out, and they're absolutely the highlight. But I started fucking losing it when I realized that this kind of sounds like an epic rap battle. It has the same structure, and I started laughing every time I listened to it, because I just think of fucking Greg Heffley versus Anne Frank, and other great highlights of the community. Meanwhile, Calzonification is an absolute banger. I imagine it's really hard to pick out a vigilante voice, since most people you get for this are like 16 to 20-year-old nerd guys, so the one they got is good by themselves, but awe-inspiring under those conditions. This part where they start singing as a choir of cheese slimes is like a moment in a musical number, and ironic memes have kind of ruined this word, but it is genuinely epic feeling. Pumpin' Hot Stuff isn't as good, but I still like it. Although it gets kind of ruined in my head because their voice for the noise, while accurate, just sounds like Baldy. Also, literally a major reason why I made this video is to point out that Peppino, when they start fighting, sounds literally exactly like a cute Mario Bros bit. They sneak in the Lario meme here and where I actually don't mind because they don't rub your nose into like Pizza Face saying Five Nights at Freddy's. If you remove the context of the meme, it actually completely works with the personality and the lyrics, so I don't mind it. People in the comments apparently think that Peppino is a racial slur at this part, and I swear to God, I tried as hard as I could to hear it, but I have no idea what they're talking about. Although maybe I'm just biased because all I can think of is, "You stupid tortoise! I worked all night on Song.exe with lyrics!" Sadly, apparently Pizza Tower songs are getting claimed by copyright ID, so we'll probably see less of them from the big YouTubers. I guess that sponsorship money from TorrentVPN dries up fast. Alright, we've covered a lot here. Good, bad, uncomfortable, unlistenable, incomprehensible, but I want to stop doing stuff like criticizing and thinking critically about the things I consume and just praise. There's one guy that I've mentioned a couple times, but I haven't talked about directly because he's the king of this weird subgenre, and his motherfucking Juno Songs. Juno Songs is another one of these assholes. They make lyric videos, and his most popular stuff is more Friday Night Funkin' covers, but he took the right lessons from Man on the Internet and just lets boyfriend shut the fuck up as he jams the hell out. I first found him through his cover on Endless, already an incredible song, and this voice and personality is fucking perfect. Majin's kind of creepy, but just absolutely zero malice. He just wants to have fun and preach the good word of Sonic, and I can respect that. They did a really smart thing here where, since Majin's voice is just an instrument in the song, they don't mute it, and it makes it incredible.
Here in Majin's world of joy, the whole world is your toy.
He even does a super fast portion to normally trip up other singers, but Juno, my man, just powers through like a god. Even when he isn't the one singing, his lyrics and direction are top tier, and he shows this off well in Triple Trouble, where every character is entirely on point. They sneak in vocal references like Knuckles singing his rap without it being too much. And remember when I said that Spamton's singing wouldn't really work? Look at how fucking wrong I am. I'm not gonna act like it's perfect, it's still a little weird, but holy fuck man, it's like going from a reheated Burger King Whopper to a bacon cheeseburger from a 5-star restaurant. I can eat healthier, but fuck, this is delicious right now. Spamton being Gilbert Gottfried is absolutely hilarious and fits his insanity perfectly, as I mentioned earlier. It gets even better in his take on the Giga Spamton fan song, where it sounds like he's gone completely mad and just snorted a line of coke before recording, which normally I would call a lame drug joke, but tell me he wouldn't. Have you seen any movie about the stock market? Genuinely, apart from like fucking MaimyMayo's Tombstone, Arizona, I have never got distracted from writing because I've just been jamming to these songs. Until I got to this section, and I've been doing it for every single cover.
Just like Dave and Buster's. And Goliath, the one who triumphs.
I get the feeling Juno really likes singing as Spamton because he'll take like any opportunity to do it. Even the fucking Super Spamton 64 mod got a song with Bowser, who is the second character I get the feeling he really likes singing as. This is really good. Both characters are on point, but I think it's a little cluttered with them both singing at once. It's better than on the Friday Night Funkin' stuff because it is completely incomprehensible there, but it is a little much. But I get completely distracted because Bowser says he doesn't have the spoons to deal with Spamton. I can't tell if that's from the mod or Juno adding that in, but is the implication that Bowser is autistic? Man, I don't even have my own spoons to let that sink in. I put it on Apparition with lyrics. This is another really good one. Juno seems to really like doing Mario characters, you know, do Waluigi, Luigi, fucking Ouija, I don't care. So this fits him perfectly. And it helps that this is from Mario's Madness, which is one of my favorite Friday Night Funkin' mods. And you know what? Fuck it. It is my favorite. Hey, if anyone on the team is listening, please put in a song based on My Roommate Mario. I was begging the entire time for My Roommate Mario song, and I thought that Bad Day when it started was gonna be fucking My Roommate Mario song. I'll take Super Bad Mario, that's fine, but please put in My Roommate Mario. And also one based on Cute Mario Bros, where Jack Skellington sings Creep by Radiohead. Let him cook. Act like you don't want this. I will pay money for this. You know that Juno is good too, because they literally just got him to voice act as this fucked up version of MC Ballyhoo in No Party. I know his name is DJ Ballyhoo. I'm not calling him that. He's MC Ballyhoo in my heart. I'm a Mario Party 8 truther. This isn't Juno or even the mod team's fault since it's based on a video, but why did they make a Mario Party DS video about the Mario Party 8 host? That's such a random choice. Why not a character like from the game? Well, I guess I don't really have any characters of their own in Mario Party DS. Hey, speaking of random, did you know MC Ballyhoo is voiced by Caleb from Blood? No, I'm not kidding. That's Stephen Waite. What a god. Also, Juno just went and did a cover of the song that he already is in, just as a little treat for us. And for another treat just for us, if Juno wasn't already pulling a full house, he did a Pizza Tower song as well, and it's fucking perfect. Instead of choosing a main theme like Pizza Time, he went for Cold Spaghetti, which still a skullduggery truther, but you can tell he has experience singing as an Italian. No joke, every time I hear the song, I sing in my head the beat up where he goes, "Balls of cheese and flour, king of this pizza tower." This belongs in the Pizza Tower fucking movie. Get DreamWorks to do it, or some asshole. Something I haven't talked about much is the art that comes with these videos. It's a weird tradition that you always need art to appear during these, and while most people get this done by someone else, almost every single one of these pieces, in fact every single one I can find, is by Juno himself. What the fuck, he can draw really good, he can sing really good, and he can compose too! He made his own Friday Night Funkin' mod? And I'm sitting here writing about Brentalfloss's manifesto and Tord VPN? Wait, he's the fucker that's saying that! Dog, I'm useless. This all culminates in my opinion, Juno's finest piece. His take on Anton Blast's It's Happy Hour. Which, okay, I'll admit, his Anton voice isn't perfect, it fits him, but you can tell it isn't exact, but this achieves the title that none of these have managed to achieve, and it's that I genuinely, seriously, like this more than the original. It's not objectively better, and I'm not gonna say some stupid shit about how Juno's like better than the original composer. That dude made a whole song and this guy just sang over it. But the singing genuinely really adds to the song. It never feels weird, it doesn't have any questionable lines. They even bring Annie in with not a perfect voice, but one that is extremely nice on the ears. This person's also extremely talented, and it all culminates in a cover that actually adds to the song's vibe, which is something none of these have been able to do. Be additive. It's Happy Hour is a song that's intense, but it's also loud, triumphant, it's angry. This comment on a Mario 64 remix perfectly sums it up. Wario's greedy, Peppino's anxious, and Anton is just fucking pissed. I also really like these weird in-jokes he's built up. Like in some videos just the Kremlin crew shows up for no reason, and every time it bangs. Oh yeah, I forgot about his Sans Sweet video. His Sans singing voice is okay, but I love that he just busts out an incredible papyrus for a joke and then done.
And what in God's name are you even saying right now?
Man can roll his R's, god damn. Juno Songs, if you're watching, I love your work. You are incredible. I really envy how much you can do and how good you do it. I'm a subscriber for life. Please do a song from At Least There Is Cheda Chedovich. You can already sing with Eastern Europe accents. You've done Tord. Do Identical Twins, or Go Animosity, or The Elephant's Foot of Obnoxious Music, or fucking anything. I need this. No. I want to talk more about Juno, but I literally don't have anything to add except this is good, good lyrics, good singing. I like whatever the fuck this is. Just go support them. I'm not gonna act like these covers are like high art or on tier with more traditional music. Most of the time I'd rather listen to the original or just go back to a real piece of music. But for what they are, I love them. Except, I actually lied. Fuck this channel. You want to see the real peak of this mountain? We've talked a lot about lyrics here, how good voices and good singing are an essential part, but it takes intimate knowledge to really understand and capture a song and their characters. I lied.
Catchy the pirate, Goo Lagoon,
This is SpongeBob Patrick. They're a fucking masterpiece and a bastion of what's so good about the internet. It's this absolutely insane stepping stone of mimetic insanity that first starts with the lost media recovery of Battle for Bikini Bottom characters dancing to All the Small Things. Great song. Then some random fucking video of a guy singing SpongeBob characters to All the Small Things. Great song. And then this video of a guy showing his SpongeBob figurines. Great song. And then they just combine those together, and then someone makes a better version of this, and then we finally get to SpongeBob Patrick, the best cover band to ever exist. This fucking cover of The Legend is godlike. The vocals actually make the song better with how they make it sound even more epic and like a grand journey is about to commence. I cannot even hear the original without thinking of this, and it is complete fucking nonsense. None of it makes any sense, but that almost makes it better because they don't need to fit meaning into the sounds. This is without a doubt their magnum opus, but they have more than just this to show their expertise. I never thought something was going to top Mario 3 Masturbation, which... oh my god, that also counts as VGM with lyrics. Okay, so Mario 3 Masturbation, also known as A Grand Day Out, is an internet classic that is... like, a lot of videos from this era aren't actually still funny today. They're just nostalgic and are more charming than hilarious. But this still makes me unironically laugh. It's crude, but having a lyric being just, "then forget where I am" is so funny to me. The idea of them doing all this insane shit and then just stopping to think, wait, where am I? The Athletic, meanwhile, is literally just them saying SpongeBob characters, and you bet it goes hard as fuck. It's just so pure and contained, it hits you with the SpongeBob Patrick, and then just goes. It's in and out. I appreciate that in my busy life of playing video games, jacking off, and avoiding the police. They also have a Twitter where they post shorter ones, and they're all fucking masterpieces. I love this one for Tears of the Kingdom. I love that they edited the text to say their names. Wait, what the fuck is this?
We are jerkers and gooners, and we jerk and we stroke, and we jerk and stroke that cock.
You know, somehow this is not the most offensive Tetris parody in this video. No, wait, what the fuck is this one? This one actually isn't even that bad. It's better than some of the other ones I've seen here. It's only got 70 views, too. It's not bad. It's got nothing on Tetris' dirty version lyrics, though. But hey, while we're going down this route, you know what else counts as adding lyrics to video game music?
I don't know what you mean, but I need to feel a little strange.
I'm literally never gonna make a video about this, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to talk about Rabomi. Rabomi, also known as Nazabot, is the actual king of modern YTPMV, which if you don't know what that is, you are uncultured, but also I literally don't have the time to get into it. Just know that I have like half of Rabomi stuff in my music playlist, and I think Luna Expansion Pack is my favorite. I love Tower of Heaven itself, it's a great game, Luna Ascension is the best song from it, and this is a masterpiece. Like with SpongeBob Patrick, the lyrics, despite being nonsensical, really adds to the mood of the song, and the ability to mess with the audio as much as you can in YTPMV means that you can make basically anything sound good. The final part of all the different characters singing is actually magical, and visuals and audio-wise, this is one of Rabomi's tamer videos. This isn't even VGM, but I have to bring up Industry Miser, which is a masterpiece, and is based off of Smizer, one of my favorite series on the internet, and these samples are incredible. Oh my god, the use of the trumpet is like the fucking best. Awesome. I'm tired. Rabomi puts a lot of effort into lyrics and the subtitles, so I really recommend listening to each song twice, once looking at the visuals and once listening and reading the subtitles, because I'll be real, you cannot tell what these guys are saying sometimes. I wish I had the time to talk about Last Putty Mite and Silent Toe's House of Whips. Thank God Conga Harvey Harvard counts under my stipulations because this is an auditorial masterpiece. Using the buzzer from Family Feud as the bass is absolutely visionary. I cannot hear the original now without humming this in my head. A thing of Steve Harvey going fucking Mitt Romney style. Just go to YouTube search, look up Rabomi, just click any video of theirs, and you have a good time. I need to calm down. I From the oldest of YouTube to artists still uploading today, I think that's basically the whole history of this bizarre subculture. There's probably some channels I missed, but frankly, I don't want to see what the bottom of the barrel is for these channels. I've told friends about this project, as you do when you info dump, and I get a question pretty much every time. Why? Why would I talk about something that most people find painful? Partly because I will defend Juno Songs with a sword and goddamn shield in hand, and I wanted to gush his stuff, but also because it ties back into an overarching special interest of mine. Character representation. Whether it's seeing how your Blurbo would work in a platform fighter, and spending tons of hours crafting the perfect moveset, putting the niche oddballs you grew up with as enemies in a 2D platformer, or letting a character that did before sing their heart out. I could list all the media that lights this spark in me, but I want to talk about why this specific with lyrics niche interests me specifically. I've tried avoiding the C word this entire video, no, not that one, but a lot of people see this as cringeworthy. First off, that's not the definition of cringeworthy. The word I want to use is campy. Like singing itself, it's high energy, it takes a lot of talent, and is one of the most ear-grating things to get wrong. Adding fandom culture to that can often be an overload of embarrassment for a lot of people, and I've made it clear that in some cases I'm not at all immune to that, but I wanted to try my best to openly discuss these without resorting to throwing around words. I'm admittedly scared to see the potential reception this might get. I would feel fucking awful if any of the people I've talked about were hurt by what I've said. I hope it comes across that I don't feel any ill will towards the lesser videos here, and I just want to entertain while also voicing how I feel about these. If I could say one thing, it's that I genuinely enjoyed looking through these. Every person I put on here made at least one video I unironically like and appreciate. Something I try to do when I don't like something is to try and find at least one positive thing about it. I want to counteract my criticism with something nice so I don't just mindlessly hate. And you can probably tell that with how easy I go on a lot of these. My final verdict is this VGM with lyrics subculture is weird, but I like it.